Eastern Land Group, Russell Dewitt Centers, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southern Union State Community College, and the Alabama National Guard. Now, let's talk football. It's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show from the AHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome into the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Luke with you for 2 hours tonight, going all over the state of Alabama. Man, do we have big games going on tonight. One that just finished up. To me, it was kind of the game of the week that I wanted to follow. Viger and Williamson, number 1 and number 2 in 5A. Number 1 will remain number 1. Viger gets the win.
Yeah, Viger down early, 7-6. Jalen Scott, the Auburn commitment. I know he had the opening kickoff, I think, returned for a touchdown. Then he had an interception later on. But Ellis McGaskin, who's committed to Notre Dame for Viger, he scores the winning touchdown, I believe it was. Or he might have gotten him just down to the 1, and I think he got banged up. But Jabarius Guerra, who's committed to Alabama's on that Viger team, that defense gets so tough. Goodness, and you know, it's hard to believe we had another game outside of Hoover Thompson probably being the game of the week. And then Hoover Thompson was a classic too.
And tell us how that one ended.
All right, so Thompson Hoover just trading blows in Hoover tonight, just going back and forth. Trent Seaborn having another brilliant game, looking great, but Hoover just would not go away. And Hoover gets a big stop late in the game. You think they're headed to overtime. What does Hoover do? They trot out James Bryant, who kicks a 55-yard field goal as time expires.
You don't see a lot of 55-yarders in high school.
Well, you know, that's probably an under-discussed story in all of football. The way the trickle-down effect. I mean, in the NFL, we're seeing guys kick 65-yarders, and it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And now you guess that, some of the college players, I would really suspect, actually, I feel like we have better high school kickers than we do college kickers, and then the pros are just at a whole nother level.
A whole other, you know, it's getting in the NFL where if it's inside 60, you almost expect it to go through.
Yeah. I mean,
you just expect it to go through.
Will Reichert for Minnesota's kicked a big one this year, I know. The kicker for Dallas, he can just kick it from anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it might hit the Jerry's World Scoreboard.
Yeah, amazing. All right, so all of that going on, and we've got about a minute before we get to our first scores on the floors. So I want to talk about another big story this week, and in the 30,000-foot view, I think a huge story. Earlier this week, we learned of the upcoming retirement of the great Ron Ingram, communications director for the AHSAA, 18 years in that position. Of course, a legendary career as a sports writer. And we're gonna talk to Ron later in the show, but just an amazing career, an amazing legacy he leaves.
You know, as I get older, I'm going to be 53 next week, and I see my memory leaving me. Oh, even on things I've loved all my life, you know, right. Alabama football, whatever. I see things just, I can't remember something off the top of my head. It's amazing to me, if you've ever been around Ron Ingram, how he can just talk about a play from a game in 1986 right. involving Pisgah and some school that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's insane, his recall for high school sports. And it's not just football, though.
No.
I mean, it's everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And he'll talk about some of that later. Talks about how he'll run into people. Hey, remember you did a story about me? He's like, what number were you? You know, it's like, all right, let's get into our first scores on the floors of the night. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. I'll get us started with the AHSAA TV network, Alabama Public Television, WOTM Game of the Week, which was Thursday night, Madison County 27, Westminster Christian nothing. In 7A, Florence defeats Grissom 43-0. It was Vestavia Hills over Oak Mountain 41-0. Hoover over Tuscaloosa County 51-7. Have I got the wrong list here? I've got the wrong list here.
Which one is this? I'm looking at the same list you got.
I have the
but
wrong.
I do too.
We do have the wrong.
We have the wrong list. But you know what? These scores did happen just on October 9th.
They did happen. I can promise you that. See, this is what happens when you miss half a day of work. Anyway, scores on the fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard all season long. They've been kind enough to join us and as a sponsor this year. And we sure do appreciate that. Now, let's see if I can get this right here. That's still not the right one. It's still coming up wrong. Well, That's not going to work. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We'll run down Thursday scores after we talk to Ben Thomas. Inside the AHSAA is next. Stay with us.
World-class training, state-of-the-art equipment, a modernized force for an ever-changing world. Outpacing our rivals, supporting our allies, no matter if it's today or tomorrow, we will guard it all.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center at Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU-SCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
No, wrong! Bring it in, guys! Take an E! Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola gonna give real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt? Coke Zero! Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste! 0 calories!
Hey Tiger Nation, it's Coach Etheridge here, reminding you to buckle up on your way home after the game tonight, and every time you get in a car. Seatbelts save lives, so buckle up every time, no exceptions. We want to keep the Tiger Nation strong.
This has been a message from the Alabama Department of Transportation with Drive Safe Alabama, reminding everyone to always buckle up to and from the games and don't text and drive.
I wish that people got less excited about celebrities and more excited about people like teachers and firemen. You know, folks who make a difference every day. Well, I bet you had a favorite teacher or a family member who was helped by a first responder. Life Insurance offers these everyday heroes a little something extra, like discounts to help those who help others.
If you're a teacher, preacher, first responder, active military, a state or federal employee, see what Alpha can do for you.
This week's AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show Player of the Week is Pike County High School senior speedster Braylon Jackson, who turned in the performance of his career, and it couldn't have come at a more opportune time. Jackson ran for 301 yards on 22 carries and scored 4 touchdowns, the last one on a 29-yard run with 48 seconds left to lift the Bulldogs, who trailed 28-14 at one point, to a 34-28 victory over Strawn in Class 3A Region 2. The win was the 500th in Pike County High School's history. Jackson also caught 6 passes for 55 yards for the Bulldogs and returned to kickoff 32 yards to finish with 388 all-purpose yards. Congratulations to Pike County senior Braylon Jackson, this week's AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show Player of the Week, brought to you by the Alabama Community College System. And joining us now for our Inside the AHSAA segment is Ben Thomas, who writes about high school sports at AL.com. Ben, another week of high school football. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good this week. I've been in Georgia for a little bit of the week with my mom, but I'm back in Alabama now and, ready for week 9, as we call it at the AL.com. 2 more weeks left after this one of the regular season before we get to the postseason.
Yeah, and it's an exciting time, and I wanted to, for little for the listeners' benefit, we record this segment on Thursdays, and there is a game going on tonight that you wrote about at AL.com, and it's a great article about the outstanding head coach at Saraland, Jeff Kelly, and his 200th win possible on Thursday night if he gets that win. He almost gave up coaching high school football a few years ago.
Yeah, it's a good story. I mean, obviously, it would be a bigger story if Murphy wins that game, probably, because Murphy is really having an all-time down year. But
yeah,
Jeff Kelly's story is interesting because obviously a lot of people know that he was, quarterback at Citronelle High School. Then he went on to Southern Miss, had some good years there, had a cup of coffee, I guess you would say, in the NFL. And I asked him, did you always plan on going and coaching? And he said, oh, no, I thought I was going to be an investment banker. He was never an assistant coach, JJ, which is kind of crazy these days. Most guys are. But he basically what happened was after he got cut from the Seattle Seahawks, he kind of, through a mutual friend, actually through his mailman, found out the Satsuma coaching job was open, head coach of Satsuma, which is near Saraland if you're not familiar with that geography. He interviewed for that job, didn't get it. Then he went out to L.A. I'm kind of giving away my story here, JJ, but he went out to L.A. and was going to play for the Arena Football League, L.A. Avengers, and basically said this is, after a few weeks there, realized that it was totally different football than what he'd been used to, and it wasn't what he wanted to do, and said he prayed about it, what might be next, and said a few hours later the Satsuma principal coach called and said, the other coach turned it down. And so he said, in his words, I caught a red-eye back, was in Mobile the next morning, and called the Avengers and said, hey, I'm not in town anymore. Thanks for the opportunity. And got the Satsuma job and really hadn't looked back. Struggled a little bit early in his early days at Satsuma, had a couple of losing records in year 1 and year 2, and then 7-game winning streak in year 3, and it's been on full go since then. Went to Jackson, led them to a state championship game, and then 15 years at Saraland, he's made them a statewide power. And so it'll be 200 wins for him, 150, a little more than 150 at Saraland, but incredible career for someone who didn't even plan to go into coaching, and probably a lot of good years left for him.
No doubt. Ben Thomas with us from AL.com. Ben, thank you for the time. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Thanks, JJ.
Ben Thomas with us every week for Inside the AHSAA, and it's brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, who reminds you to buckle up and drive safely, Alabama. Thanks a lot to Ben Thomas for joining us again tonight, and the correction from earlier was Williamson 22, Viger 14. So as we go into the playoffs, Williamson will go in as the 1. They still got to probably going to have to get past Viger again.
Yeah, and look, it was an awesome game. Went into overtime. I mean, this thing, who knows the second time around. It'll be another classic, though. I mean, it's just athletes all over the field.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that game later with Randy Kennedy, who covered that game for AL.com tonight. I don't know how many people they had at Ladd Stadium tonight. I know there was talk of maybe 18,000 going to be there tonight. So
wow,
that is a huge high school football.
I'd be curious to know how many were at that game, and then how many were at the Hoover-Thompson game. I mean, I think
both of those would be huge.
Probably eclipse 50,000 between them, you think?
Yeah, very well could have happened. Let's get into our next scores on the 4s. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. We're pretty sure the list is right. Let's start in 7A, Luke.
Yeah, let's hope it's this week. Number 1, Central Phoenix City, 42. Number 10, Opelika, 6. So Central Phoenix City, my goodness, they keep going. Number 2, Thompson. They lose at number 8, Hoover, as we mentioned, 33-30 on a 55-yard field goal with no time left. Number 3, Miriam Montgomery. They lose tonight to Baker, 43-28. It was number 4, Vestavia Hills, 56. Tuscaloosa County, 10. Number 5, Auburn. No problem with number 9, Carver Montgomery, 41-7. Auburn is the winner. Number 6, Daphne. They lose at Fairhope, 38-21. Number 7, Hewitt Trustful. They get by Oak Mountain, 36-21. And that wraps up the top 10.
All right. Other 7A scores out there tonight, where Dothan defeats Smith Station, 48-14. Enterprise over JAG, 42-6. Prattville gets another win, this time over Hillcrest Tuscaloosa, 38-31. James Clemens defeats Austin, a great game there, 33-31. Bob Jones over Albertville, 48-0. It was Florence over Huntsville, 45-29. And Sparkman defeats Grissom, 40-14. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, a little bit of a surprising score to me out of 6A. And we're going to talk about that one next as number 7, Russell County, goes down to number 8, Pike Road, in big fashion tonight. So we're going to talk about that one coming up. We're also going to get a bird's eye view on Gunnersville, Boaz, Auburn and Carver, Viger and Williamson, Florence and Huntsville, the Thursday night game of the week on the AHSAA TV network. All of that is straight ahead as the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show continues in just a few minutes. The Alex City Parks and Rec Department serves the residents of Alexander City with quality facilities and programs designed to positively affect the lives of our citizens. From youth sports programs to adult activities and our senior center, the Alex City Parks and Rec offers services for all ages. The Cooper Rec Center, Lake Winds Golf Course, and the Senior Activity Center are just some of the great features the Alex City Parks and Rec Department provides for the people of Alex City. For more information on any of our programs, call 256-329-5762. or go to acpr.recdesk.com.
At Medicine Express, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to Medicine Express, you can count on dependable care from knowledgeable pharmacists and their friendly staff. You can fill your prescriptions quickly and easily at our drive-thru, or while you wait, you can even browse for inspirational gifts and items that you won't find anywhere else, like Praise Him apparel and the History of Alabama books. All at Medicine Express on Airport Drive in Alexander City, 256-215-8014. Medicine Express, where you're part of our family.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is excited to participate in our annual Catch Me in Pink campaign, raising money for cutting-edge breast cancer research. We partnered locally with the Joy to Life Foundation and Vera Bradley to help raise significant funds in support of the cause. Each week, we are giving away prizes locally in addition to our national grand prize, a tropical trip for 2. To enter, simply snap an USSI of you and a pink-clad Dixie employee and enter it on our website. Dixie will donate money for every photo that's submitted, and you will be entered to win big.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret, an affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552, 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindawa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Luke getting the show rolling tonight and going to the Southeastern Land Group hotline for our first check-in of the night. We're going to talk to Brooks Childress, WQSI Radio in Auburn, where their game of the week was Russell County taking on Pike Road. And Brooks, Pike Road making a statement in this one. They were the lower-ranked team, but they get the big 49-6 win.
And a statement is the understatement, I think, there, because Pike Road came out, and we didn't see their starting quarterback until the second half. We were wondering what was going on, if there was an injury or something. Heard from their coaching staff through sources on their sideline that, no, they just wanted to try out some new things. They went Wildcat all the first half.
Wow.
And they broke out. First play of the game was a score by Braylon Outlaw, who's I believe the Tennessee commit on the from the linebacking core, and he was able to break it open for a big score. And after that, I'll tell you what, the Patriots just kind of rolled. There was one point where Russell County cut it back to 2 scores with their only touchdown of the night early in that first half. But after that, it was that Wildcat offense was definitely rolling for them, and they did not look back.
What did you think of Braylon Outlaw? I mean, this is a guy whose name's been tossed around out there a lot as one of the diamonds in the rough for Alabama high school football this year in a loaded season.
Hey, he's great on both sides of the ball. He was out of that Wildcat tonight. He was carrying the ball. There was nobody on that defense that could really stop him unless it was 3 or 4 Warriors tackling him. And then defense, he had a pick 6. He was in there reading the quarterback's eyes, jumping in front of passes. He probably should have had a couple of interceptions tonight, but he did have one big pick 6 in that second half. And he looked exactly what you would think he would look. It would look like, as you mentioned, a diamond in the rough. I can't believe more schools aren't after this kid.
Brooks, as you look at Pike Road and this 6A top 10 and some of the challengers and favorites in 6A, Pike Road, maybe were they a little underrated at number 8? Are they a stronger team than we maybe thought they were coming into this?
I think the fact that they went away from their traditional offense and just kind of said, hey, we're going to try this out in a region championship game against the top 10 team that was undefeated on the year and put up 35, 40 points a game in Russell County. And they said, we're going to come out, we're going to run something different. And they did it. They did it effectively. I think that shows you how dangerous they are, that they can come out and they can do, whatever they want. And they say, we're just going to run it down your throat, and you can't do anything about it here this evening. And yeah, you look at their schedule. The only 2 losses on the year are 2 7A schools. They also beat a 7A school in Prattville the very first game at that kickoff classic. So I think, they were, state semifinalists last year and 3-time region champions now here in 6A Region 2. I think you got to watch out for them when it comes down to the end of things going to Birmingham. This team could be really, really dangerous.
Yeah, maybe a quiet top 10 team in 6A to keep an eye on. Brooks Childress is with us, WQSI Radio in Auburn. Once again, Pike Road over Russell County, 49-6. Brooks, thank you for the coverage. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Brooks.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all have a great one, too.
See you, Brooks. Bye.
Yeah, Pike Road just... Like he said, you got 2 losses, both to 7A schools. You beat a 7A school, Prattville, who's gotten better as the year's gone along too. And now you look at Pike Road, and maybe you have to start thinking about them near the top of 6A.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, 6A is about as competitive as it gets. I mean, look, 7A used to be just a couple of schools and everybody else, but now it's getting kind of jumbled. It's turning out to be a fantastic year all the way around.
No doubt. Let's get to scores on the 4s. Well, no, it's not. I'm sorry, not time yet for scores on the 4s. I do want to talk a little bit, though, about the 7A scoreboard and the 7A top 10, because we had some things that happened tonight. Mary Montgomery, what happened? Baker takes him out big. I mean, 15 points.
You wonder if some of these teams are getting towards the back half of the season. I mean, Mary Montgomery, pretty solidified where they are. Probably been reading some of the press clippings too, and then Baker just sneaks in and takes care. Well, they don't sneak it; they're in their own place, so they take care of business. And it's a big win for Baker. There's no doubt. I'm a little shocked because I've been seeing some reports on the social media, et cetera. People are like, "This Mary Montgomery team could easily win it all." I mean, everybody's talking about Thompson, of course, Central Phoenix City, of course, always Hoover's in there, but a lot of folks believe Mary Montgomery is going to be a team you do not want to play in the playoffs. So it is a little shocking, especially the score.
Yeah, not having watched the game.
Yeah.
But I've heard some of the same talk. Boy, Mary Montgomery's really good, really good. They get beat by 15 tonight.
Yeah, just it's a little odd. And again, it's not the end of the world. It may be just what they need to get them reset for the playoffs.
Let's get into the 6A scoreboard. Luke, take us through the top 10.
It was number 1, Clay Chalkville. They just keep rolling along as they defeat Oxford 40-16. Number 2, Saraland 55-0 over Murphy. That game was played last night. Number 3, Muscle Shoals. They remain undefeated because they don't play tonight. And number 4, Hartselle. They beat Jasper 17-14. Number 5, Parker. They lose at home to number 10, Homewood, 35-28. Number 6, Benjamin Russell, 32, Pelham 7. That's another team to keep an eye on. I know that they're our local squad. Benjamin Russell's looking pretty good right now. Number 7, Russell County. They lose versus Pike Road tonight, as we discussed, 49-6. And it was number 9 Spain Park defeating Calera 42-13.
All right, some other 6A scores for you now from around the state as Baldwin County defeats Blount 24-20. It was McGill-Tulin over St. Paul's 41-17. Theodore over Gulf Shores 20-14. Wetumpka beats Park Crossing 41-6. It was Stanhope Elmore over Rehoboth 47-26. Helena over Chelsea 21-9. It was Bessemer City over Northridge 19-16. Hueytown defeats Brookwood 45-14. McAdory shuts out Paul Bryant 37-0. Woodlawn over Gardendale 40-37. Mountain Brook over Huffman 43-0. Pell City over Pinson Valley 24-21. It was Athens over Columbia 64-14. Coleman over Decatur 37-13. Buckhorn defeats May Jemison 6-0. Fort Payne over Hazel Green 38-12. And Gadsden City over Southside 42-7. Scores on the fours brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. We'll check in North Alabama at Gunnersville. That's coming up for you next.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
What are you doing?
I'm just updating these power lines.
Why?
So they'll be stronger and faster.
Why?
So your house has power.
Why?
So your toaster works.
Why?
So you can have toast in the morning.
I don't like toast.
Okay. Waffles.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Encore Sports Medicine.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges. Alabama's largest training network.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Luke with you as we go back now to the Southeastern Land Group Hotline. We're going to talk to John Mann of the Sand Mountain Reporter, where he had Gunnersville tonight taking on Boaz. Gunnersville gets the big win, 34-17. And, John, I'll let you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe puts Gunnersville in position for the 2 seed. Is that correct?
As far as I know, it is.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to really talk to Coach about it yet.
Yeah, Scottsboro, I believe, clinched with a win over Arab, and that is going to put Gunnersville now in position for a 2 in Region 1 there, 5A, Region 8. So it should be a nice playoff position for Gunnersville going in. Tell us what you saw tonight.
I thought tonight was a really good sort of redemption after what happened last week with Scottsboro. I missed the last 2 weeks of Gunnersville football, so I'm coming from a place of watching them play ARAB and then watching them play tonight. I think the biggest takeaway is just how much Garrett Christie has kind of come into his own as the lead running back for the team. He had a very good game tonight. Other than that, there was a lot of things I feel like at this point in the season could have been done better. Gunnersville was having a really hard time with penalties pretty much throughout the entire game, but especially in the second half.
Okay, so who were some of the stars for both teams tonight?
You have to give me 1 second while I get my Boaz roster pulled up. Both running backs on both teams did great. Garrett Christie was doing good, and Presley Fance for Boaz, who is their senior, was also having a really good running game tonight. And both quarterbacks did great. I feel like Street Smith especially has just continued to show how versatile he is. He's moved into some defensive roles ever since Camp Green went on an injury a couple of weeks ago, and he played tonight, but he had to come out in the third quarter for another injury. So I feel like they're going to really start having to rely on Street and Garrett Christie, just for the rest of this season.
On this Gunnersville team, John, let me ask you about Gunnersville for a quick second, because as they head into playoff time, and you mentioned the improvement you've seen over the last few weeks in Gunnersville, and we're kind of used to Gunnersville being a player in that playoff race. So where do you see this team as the playoffs approach?
I've watched Gunnersville for 3 seasons now, and I feel like you can always count on them to do well and usually win the first round. You can almost write the first round off. I hate to say it like that, but that's kind of how it is. It's when you get into second, third rounds that things start to get a little tougher for them. I've watched them go all the way, I think it was the semifinals where they ran into Ramsey. And last year they had a bad first round last year, but they had to play Leeds.
Yep.
So it really depends. If they can get a good first round, they won't have a problem. But I kind of have to see how they do in their first round to kind of decide what it's going to look like going forward. But like I said, I feel like their biggest problem right now is just general polish. I feel like there's some stuff they really could work on cleaning up over these next 2 weeks. But I don't think they're going to have a problem in the first round.
John Mann is with us of the Sand Mountain Reporter, Gunnersville 34, Boaz 17. John, tell us where we can read your stuff.
You can read it in the Sand Mountain Reporter. All of our football articles come out on Wednesdays, and we'll usually have these put up online on Saturday. So we come out in print in the Albertville, Gunnersville, Boaz area.
All right.
And this game in particular will be printed on Wednesday.
Sounds great. John Mann, Sand Mountain Reporter, thank you so much for the time, man.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Gunnersville 34-17. Like you said, seems like every year we're talking about Gunnersville 2-3 rounds deep. This year's Gunnersville team has had some ups and downs, but he feels like they're improving. And you know what? Winning is a habit, just like losing can become a habit. Sometimes if you're a team that you're used to being there and doing that, sometimes you get late season and you just start to figure it out.
That's absolutely right. I think these things get ingrained in your culture. We talk about it all the time that there's a reason that most of the perennial powers are the perennial powers. No matter what happens, no matter what goes down, unless there's some kind of catastrophe, they're always going to be pretty good. And same thing with some of the teams that don't get it turned around. They can add a great coach. They can do this. They can do that. And there's just something about the aura that needs to get fixed. And it's very difficult to do long term.
All right, let's get into scores on the fours. Brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Luke, I believe you have the 5A top 10.
I do, and it was number 1 Viger going down to number 2 Williamson, 22-14. Number 3 Moody, they're all over Springville, 55-7. It was number 4 Fairview remaining undefeated by nipping Sardis, 41-39. Number 5 Central Clay, 46, Beauregard 21. Number 6 Northside, they were off this week. Number 7 St. Clair County, 42, Lincoln 35. Number 8 Corner, they have no problem with John Carroll Catholic, 42-7. Number 9 Gunnersville, as we just talked about, they win 34-17 over Boaz. And number 10 Andalusia, 41, Carroll nothing.
All right, some other scores now out of 5A, where we have BC Rain over Faith Academy 23-6. UMS Wright takes down Alberta 34-6. Montgomery Catholic over Greenville 49-7. Demopolis over Jemison 35-8. It was Shelby County over Selma 38-14. Sipsey Valley defeats Montevallo 62-28. Elmore County over Marbury 35-3. Valley defeats Holtville 46-14. Winona over Hayden 22-6. Ardmore over East Limestone 35-16. Russellville over West Point 42-14. Scottsboro defeats Arab 28-7. Douglas over AP Brewer 49-22. And Priceville over Lawrence County 53-13. Scores on the 4s brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we're going to check in on the 7A number 5 Auburn Tigers as they beat Carver Montgomery tonight. We're going to look at that one with Jacob Goins. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practicing criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we go back now to the Southeastern Land Group hotline, and we go to 7A number 5 Auburn, where they get the big win tonight over Carver Montgomery and 41-7 over the number 19. Jacob Goins joins us from Wings 94.3 in Auburn. And Jacob, kind of a statement win for Auburn tonight as we get close to playoff time.
Yeah, I mean, a really, really good performance by the Tigers all around. And, I mean, that's a Carver team that I know you guys have talked about this. They put 35 points on Central a week ago, and Auburn's defense holds them to just 7. And, look, Crumpton's a really good player. He's a really good quarterback, and he's going to be an insane receiver at the next level at P4 at Mississippi State. But, yeah, Auburn's defense was able to contain him. He got his yards and got a couple of plays in there, but the Auburn High offense was the highlight tonight. With Casey Myers, 4 touchdown passes. Tigers were able to do a little bit of everything and, yeah, secure the 2 seed and secure a home playoff game at Duck Sanford Stadium.
Where do you think Myers stands in the hierarchy of the big quarterback list next year in the state of Alabama? You got Trent Seaborn, of course. You got Rivers. You got Gunnar Rivers, and then Myers is in there somewhere. You've got some other quarterbacks too. Where do you think he stands in that group?
I mean, I think he's a top 5, if not top 3 quarterback in the state of Alabama this time next year. And I guess I say that as the voice of Auburn High, but I also say that from a professional standpoint by just watching how Kaysen has got better and improved every single game of this season. His decision-making is impeccable. His deliverance is some of the best I've seen in high school football. And then what makes him so dangerous is what makes a lot of high school quarterbacks dangerous, right, is their legs. His ability to pick up chunk yardages, to make something out of completely nothing, and the ability to pick up a couple of extra yards when he needs to. He's willing to put his helmet down, and he's not going to slide. He's not going to drop early. He'll hit somebody and pick up a couple of extra yards. And, man, him throwing the football on some deep balls, especially tonight, he overthrew one, and he bounced back just a few plays later and delivers just a beautiful ball, has enough air underneath it, puts it out of harm's way. So I think he's a top 5 quarterback this time next year, if not top 3. And there's a reason that he's got offers from Auburn and Purdue and other places like that. He's going to make a college coach very happy on Saturdays coming up in just a few years.
So for Auburn, they've still got Dothan coming up in 7A Region 2. But like you said, the 2 seed gets you a home playoff game. So you've seen this team all year. You know them as well as anybody. Make the case for me for this team getting on a playoff run.
I think they have the defense, especially, to do it with defensive coordinator Coach Scott Gouldsby. Man, this defense in wins coming into tonight, the defense allowing just 5 points per game. They do it again tonight with just 7 given up to that Carver offense that was averaging about 37 on the year. So I think the defense will keep them in any game that they play. Auburn's starting to develop a running game, which I know it sounds late in the season to do that, but a team that's starting to lean on its run game just a little bit, and talented receivers that you just never know which one's going to step up, and a quarterback at Casey Myers that is playing like a senior but is only a junior. So I think this team is playing its best football. Coach Keith Etheridge told us on our broadcast tonight at postgame that this was the best win of his team, or by his team, of the season. And you have that going on the road to Dothan next week, where at that point you really are just hoping to get in, get out, not have any injuries or anything, and you get to start at home. And that's better than having to travel to Birmingham, I can tell you that. So this team has the pieces to make a run, and, man, I'm telling you, if they get hot, this team could beat anybody in the state of Alabama. I truly believe that.
Jacob Goins, Wings 94.3, voice of the Auburn High School Tigers, where they get the big win over Carver tonight, 41-7. Jacob, thank you for the time. Have a great weekend.
Always appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Yeah, this Auburn team's got talent. They got players.
They got dudes.
And if they get, like he said, if they get hot, if they get rolling, momentum can mean so much in high school football when you enter playoff time.
No doubt about it.
We will definitely keep an eye on Auburn. Jacob and all of our guests come to us on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Whether you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group is the place to start. Check them out online at selandgroup.com. Let's get to scores on the 4s now, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. And Luke, let's get into 4A.
In 4A, it was number 1, St. Michael 50 and Pensacola 13. That game was played last night. Number 2, Jackson and W.S. Neal played tonight, but we don't have a score yet. Number 3, West Morgan 57, Central Florence 19. Number 4, Anniston 43, Aniana 6. Number 5, Madison Academy, no problem with St. Paul II, as Madison Academy wins that one 48-29. Number 6, Cherokee County, they lose at Alexandria tonight 36-28. Number 7, Plainview 48, New Hope 7. Number 8, Hamilton 56, Haleyville 14. Number 9, Deschler over West Limestone 47-14. And number 10, Good Hope squeaks by Fayette County 24-22.
All right, some other scores now around the 4A classification where Mobile Christian defeats Orange Beach 32-17. It was Geneva over Daleville 35-34. New Brockton over Strawn 13-10. Opp defeats Ashford 22-0. Dale County over Pike County 28-11. Hanley over Talladega 55-6. Tallahassee over St. James 13-7. American Christian defeats Oak Grove, high scoring game 56-42. Bibb County over Fairfield 60-34. Holt over Tarrant 52-18. Pleasant Grove over West Blockton 14-3. It was Fultondale over Cordova 22-18. Curry defeats Dora 31-21. Asheville over Hoax Bluff 24-21. It was White Plains downing Etowah 27-21. Hatton shuts out Danville 63-0. Wilson over East Lawrence 28-22. Randolph over Madison County 38-14. And North Jackson over Westminster Christian 34-16. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. And when we come back,
the taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU-SCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When driving, change lanes, not lives. Careful. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Take home your AHSAA officially licensed merchandise today. Just click ahsaa.teamip.com and shop for event t-shirts, sweatshirts, tie-dye designs, or add your name to get your gear personalized. Team fans can get an official state championship apparel at our official online store. You pick it, we'll make it with our digital-to-garment technology, hot off the press and sent straight to you. Or at your next championship game, check out Team IP's booth. Visit ahsaa.teamip.com.
When driving, check your mirrors, not your Tinder. Hey, no. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. Your day can wait.
What are you doing?
I'm just updating these power lines
Why?
so they'll be stronger and faster.
Why?
So your house has power.
Why?
So your toaster works.
Why?
So you can have toast in the morning.
I don't like toast.
Okay. Waffles.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center at Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across Central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Luke with you. As we go now to the Southeastern Land Group Hotline, we're going to talk to Randy Kennedy, who is covering Williamson and Viger tonight. My personal game of the week, the one that I was looking forward to the most, a 1-versus-2 matchup in 5A. Randy covering that game for AL.com. And Randy, I got to tell you, sometimes games don't live up to the hype. This one lived up to the hype, brother.
We thought it would. So we got a whole game plus an extra overtime period. We thought it was going to be this good a game. It was great defense. And, when you got number 1 versus number 2 in Class 5A like we did in this game, you think, okay, there's a good chance it could come down to special teams. Well, the opening kickoff, Jalen Scott goes 91 yards for a touchdown for Williamson, and they really needed that. He's the junior who's committed to Auburn already. They needed that desperately because Williamson had almost no offense all night, but Viger could not win special teams. They could not put it away when they had a chance, and then Williamson just showing the heart of a champion. They get it to overtime with a goal line stand, and they dominate the overtime period. So Williamson 22-14. They'll be your new number 1 in Class 5A this week.
All right, so talk about a lot of the prospects are on the field. Obviously, Jalen Scott being one of them, Jabarius Guerra being one, Ellis McGaskin. They just had dudes all over the field, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And a disappointing update with Jalen Scott. He had that kickoff return. He also had an interception, but he left in the third quarter with an injury that kept him out the rest of the game. It was a left arm injury. He was in a sling. And, in fact, at one point they brought a stretcher out for him, and then he just popped up and got off the field on his own. But he was on the sideline in a sling the rest of the way. So I'm not sure what his status is going to be going forward. But Ellis McGaskin is the junior from Williamson who's committed to Notre Dame already. He's an absolute hoss. Just one great prospect after another in this game.
Both of these teams, Randy, had tremendous defenses, but Williamson to this point has given up 38 points on the entire season with 9 games played. I mean, it's an incredible performance. We were told in the second week of the season by someone who covers them that he thinks it's the best high school defense he's ever seen. What about this Williamson defense?
They are really good. They're very fast. They've got great players and great prospects at every level. So I got to tell you, if you were at this game tonight, you might not say they were the best defense on the field. I mean, Viger is also really, really good. You mentioned Chicken Garrar, who is the junior committed to Alabama as a defensive end, but those guys were just as impressive as Williamson tonight. So, yes, Williamson is extremely good. They're extremely good, but Viger may be just as dangerous on the defensive side of the ball.
And, Randy, is there any reason to think, better than 50-50 that these two teams see each other again, right?
You would certainly think so. You never know, and there's other good teams in other parts of the state and all that, but hard-pressed for me to think that these folks are not going to be seeing each other again in the playoffs. Of course, it'll be right back at Lad People Stadium if they do that because Williamson basically wraps up the Region 1 championship, so this game was to earn home field advantage in the playoffs if they do face each other.
How was the crowd tonight? Just out of curiosity, what do you think the crowd size was?
It was great. And here's the thing. Lad People Stadium is about, you can almost throw a football from Lad People Stadium to Williamson High School, and their new on-campus stadium. But they played it at Lad People because it's a lot larger. There's no way everybody at this game would have fit in the on-campus stadium. So they played it at Lad People Stadium. And the interesting part about that is I think there were probably basically the same number of Viger fans as there were Williamson fans. They were both extremely, extremely enthusiastic. It was a great atmosphere for high school football. A lot of great defense, and fitting that it went to overtime.
Randy Kennedy, AL.com, Williamson 22, Viger 14, and we'll have a new number 1 in 5A. Randy, thank you so much for the time.
Always glad to catch up with you guys.
All right. Again, 1 versus 2 goes to overtime. Can't ask for a whole lot more.
No, that's exactly what you want when you go to a high school football game. There were some classics tonight for sure.
No doubt. All right, let's get into scores on the 4s. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard, and we're so happy to have them as one of our sponsors this year. It's their first year with us, and they will bring you scores on the 4s right now. Have we gotten the 3A there right? 3A? Yeah, scores on the 4s is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard, and we're going to start with the 3A top 10, and Luke Robinson has that for you.
And I have it right here. Great job of delaying, JJ.
Thank you.
Number 1, Mars Hill, 55-0 over Colbert Heights. Number 2, Piedmont, 64-21 over Weaver. Number 3, Fife, no problem with Holly Pond, 54-14. And number 4, Southside Selma shuts out Wilcox Central, 66-0. Number 5, Geraldine, 49, and Whitesburg Christian, 24. Number 6, Bayside, 35, Excel, 7. Montgomery Academy and Prattville Christian played tonight. We don't have a score just yet. Number 8, Gordo, 43, Phil Campbell, 22. T.R. Miller was off as the number 9 team tonight. And number 10, Cottage Hill, 20, Monroe County, nothing.
All right, some other scores now from around 3A tonight. Alabama Christian over Slocum, 35-14. Houston Academy over Northside Academy, 48-7. It was Trinity over Wicksburg, 28-17. Thomasville defeats Dallas County, 51-6. Thorsby over Greensboro, 46-12. Dadeville shuts out B.B. Comer, 26-0. Glenwood over Lee Scott Academy, 20-7. It was Winfield over Hansville, 48-21. Midfield over Carbon Hill, 60-7. Oakman over Vinemont, 40-14. Walter Welborn over Locust Fork. How about this score? 54-48.
Wow, be fun.
Colbert County over Elkmont, 72-19. It was Lauderdale County over Rogers, 39-37. Lauderdale County, let's see, Clemens over Sheffield, 28-27. Some really close games down there. Sylvania over Asbury, 47-6, and Collinsville over Brindley Mountain, 52-7. That score is on the 4s. Coming up next, we break down last night's AHSAA TV Network Game of the Week with Mickey Shadracks on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Let's come on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Looking for reliable medical equipment close to home? Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical in Sylacauga has you covered with oxygen, CPAPs and BPAPs, continuous glucose monitors, wound care, and airway therapy. Need mobility support? We offer braces, lift chairs, and both manual and motorized wheelchairs available for rent or purchase. We'll even show you how to use your equipment, and yes, we accept most insurances. Serving the Sylacauga area for over 20 years, that's Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical, 201 West Fort Williams. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Call 256-245-1411 today.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford. And joining us now is Mickey Shadricks, play-by-play voice for the AHSAA TV network, Alabama Public Television, WOTM TV Game of the Week. And Mickey, I hope you're doing well.
Doing well, yeah. It's an exciting time of year, isn't it?
It is. It's the best time of the year when you get into these late-season region races, and you guys got a chance to go do some small-town football last night. Lochapoka takes down Ranburne. Final score there, 41-13.
Yes, we did. It seems like every week it's an important region game because that's where we are. We're on the home stretch. We're in October, and that's what matters at this time of year. The playoffs are just around the corner. So, yeah, last night kind of featured two teams out of 2A Region 4, and Lochapoka and Ranburne. And Lochapoka has been blowing everybody out the last few weeks. They came into that game last night. They'd won their last 3, scoring over 50 points a game, giving up 6 a game. And they didn't win by that big a margin against Ranburne, but they handled them pretty well. And so they've won 4 straight and playing about as good as anybody in Class 2A right now.
Let's talk about the Lochapoka Indians a little bit. When you see 2A teams or 1A teams scoring points at that kind of clip, it's one of two things. It's either a dynamic passing attack or a really great offensive line and running back. What are we looking at with Lochapoka?
Well, I think a little bit of both of those, but then here's the thing about Lochapoka. We said this on the broadcast last night toward the end of the game. I told Coach Rose, I said, if this team loses in the playoffs, it will not be because they have lost to a more talented team. This team is stacked with talent. I mean, they've got kids on offense that can beat you with all kinds of speed. Their defense, they've got a couple of really strong physical defensive linemen, Cameron White and Mitchell Chenier, 2 of the best 2A defensive linemen I've seen in a while. And then they've got speed, a linebacker speed in the secondary. They can play man-to-man on your receivers and lock you down without having to put deep safeties back there so they can crowd the box and affect your running game while blanketing your receivers. And that was the problem that Ranburne had last night. Ranburne just could not match them with team speed, so their receivers were in man-to-man coverage against their DBs, and they couldn't run the ball. And so they struggled. They hit a couple of big plays and got, really, honestly, did a good job against Lochapoka because they scored 13 points and they had a touchdown taken off the board. So really, they got in the end zone 3 times, which I'll tell you is an accomplishment against the Lochapoka's defense. But I guess to answer your question, they can run. They're primarily a running team, but they do have a good passing game. They're not deficient in that area. They just can run it so well with so many different guys, and they play great team defense.
2A seems to me to be about as wide open as it gets. Now, you've got some power at the top. If you just look at the top 10 with Luverne, Coosa Christian, Tuscaloosa Academy, Reeltown, of course, the defending champs. But you've got Pisgah, North Sand Mountain, Lynette, Ayrton, Vincent. When Lochapoka gets to playoff time, do they have what it takes that you look up in the later rounds and go, wow, Lochapoka's still running?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think when Lochapoka and Reeltown played a few weeks ago, that was a 73-49 game. Reeltown won 73-49. I mean, that's like a basketball score. Yeah. And so when you can score 49 points on Reeltown, now you gave up 73, and I can't believe that the defense I saw from Lochapoka last night would give up 73 points to anybody. So it tells you how good an offensive team Reeltown is. And Lynette squeaked by Reeltown by 1 point when they played back on October 3rd. That's why Lynette's going to wind up the region champ. Reeltown's going to be 2. But Lochapoka's going to be that 3rd seed. They locked that up last night. That is a 3rd seed you do not want to play. I don't care what 2 seeds you might be in this state. Lochapoka sitting there as a 3 seed, that's a tough matchup in the first round.
Mickey Shadricks with us, play-by-play voice for the AHSAA TV network, Alabama Public Television, WOTM Game of the Week. And, Mickey, thank you so much for the time, and we'll check in with you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks again to Mickey for joining us, breaking down last night's Game of the Week. Let's get into scores on the fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard and 2A, Luke.
All right, number 1 in 2A is Luverne, and they shut out Barber County tonight, 56-0. Number 2, Coosa Christian, 55, West End, 0. That game was played last night. Number 3, Tuscaloosa Academy, they defeat Sulligent 48-26. Number 4, Reeltown had the week off. Number 5, Pisgah 48 and Gaston 6. Number 6, Pinson Valley, they get by number 7, North Sand Mountain 42-27. Number 8, Lynette 61, Horseshoe Bend 6. Number 9, Ayrton 49, Sampson 14, and number 10, Vincent 33, Isabella 28.
All right, some other scores down from around the 2A classification, where J.U. Blackshear defeats Central Hayneville 47-12. It was Clark County over St. Luke's 36-14. Geneva County over Houston County 62-38. G.W. Long over Providence Christian 36-30. Zion Chapel over Calhoun 27-6. Central Coosa defeats Lafayette 26-13. Lamar County over Aliceville 15-8. It was Southeastern over Cold Springs 13-8. Sandrock over Cedar Bluff 68-40. Red Bay over Decatur Heritage 50-9. And Winston County beats Tharptown 71-6.
Wow.
That's quite a score. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we're going to talk to our buddy Drew DeArmond, 97.7 The Zone. He's the host of Talking Ball there. Normally does our recruiting segment, but we got a little different kind of assignment for Drew tonight. We're going to talk about one of the big 7A Region 4 matchups, and we'll talk about that next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
At Medicine Express, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to Medicine Express, you can count on dependable care from knowledgeable pharmacists and their friendly staff. You can fill your prescriptions quickly and easily at our drive-thru, or while you wait, you can even browse for inspirational gifts and items that you won't find anywhere else, like Praise Him apparel and the History of Alabama books. All at Medicine Express on Airport Drive in Alexander City, 256-215-8014. Medicine Express, where you're part of our family.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The Alex City Parks and Rec Department serves the residents of Alexander City with quality facilities and programs designed to positively affect the lives of our citizens. From youth sports programs to adult activities and our senior center, the Alex City Parks and Rec offers services for all ages. The Cooper Rec Center, Lake Winds Golf Course, and the Senior Activity Center are just some of the great features the Alex City Parks and Rec Department provides for the people of Alex City. For more information on any of our programs, call 256-329-5762. or go to acpr.recdesk.com.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Luke with you as we now have crossed over into the 11 o'clock hour, and we go back to the Southeastern Land Group hotline and welcome in our buddy Drew DeArmond, 97.7 The Zone. He's the host of Talking Ball there, and a lot of time, mostly we call Drew for recruiting purposes. Tonight, though, I want to talk about a big game going on in 7A Region 4 that you had, Drew. Kind of a battle for a 2 seed, if I'm not mistaken. Florence coming into tonight 4-1 in 7A Region 4. Huntsville at 3-2. Florence gets the big win, 45-29.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a misleading score there, guys. I had a chance to call the game for 97.7, and it was two really good teams that have kind of flipped their seasons around. And Kenny Morrison right now would have to be Region Coach of the Year after his team was down 21-17. It was a back-and-forth game for the first 3.5 quarters. Huntsville scored first on a 2-yard touchdown run. And then, Hugh Freeze should probably watch how Florence runs RPOs, because they run RPOs as good as any team I've seen this year. They've got a senior quarterback who's a really good player. He had a great night tonight, Cade Davis, and he threw a 78-yard touchdown for their first score of the night to another junior, John Carter Goolsby, who went 78 yards untouched up the middle, and it was a heck of a throw and catch. And then Huntsville countered in the early second quarter, scored a touchdown run on a 1-yard run, 14-7. But then, Florence was just tough to stop, most of the night. They were able to, get a pass interference call that set them up for a 6-yard touchdown catch to just Jay Sean Pearson that tied the game at 14. It was tied going into the second half, and then a very weird beginning to the third quarter. Florence fumbled the opening kickoff. Huntsville recovered, but then Huntsville turned it over on downs, and then Florence proceeded to drive the ball down the field. They ran the football really well most of the second half, and their senior running back, Kalon Triplett, who I think is definitely at least a Division II kid or maybe an FCS running back, he fumbled inside Huntsville's 1. Huntsville recovered it, and then but once again, Florence's defense was they were kind of the story of the second half. They only gave up 1 score, and it was a 38-yard touchdown pass after they had taken a 17-14 lead on a field goal. Huntsville countered and scored to make it 21-17, but really the rest of the game was just Florence constantly putting pressure on offensively, and while Huntsville did stop them inside the 3-yard line, Huntsville fumbled the football back to them, trying to drive it out and get some room. And once they fumbled, Florence got was the beneficiary of a couple of personal foul penalties. They were a little bit questionable in my mind, but you can't give those kind of advantages, and you can't give up calls like that and lose your composure a little bit to a good football team. And Florence scored to go up 24-21, and then from there going forward, Huntsville was just deflated, and Florence turned it up and was able to throw and catch really well, run the football, and they got away with a 45-29 win. And now, because of the craziness in 7A Region 4, down the road tonight, Austin lost their second region game at home this time to JC. James Clemens beat them 33-31. And so now the Florence Falcons will face the Sparkman Senators at Brawley Stadium next week, and they can win the 7A Region 4 title. And it looks like the 4 that are going to come out of there is going to be some combination of Florence, James Clemens, Austin, and Sparkman, because Huntsville and Bob Jones will play each other next week, but they both have 3 region losses, and the tiebreakers don't go their way. So the region title is not decided, but I think the 4 representatives that would hook up with 7A Region 1 are pretty much decided.
Drew DeArmond with us, host of Talking Ball, 97.7 The Zone. Drew, thank you so much for the time. Have a great weekend, man.
Thank you, Drew.
Always enjoy it, guys, and good to hear from you too, Luke. And roll Tide. Nothing stuck like a big orange.
I think we know who he's cheering for.
I think we do.
Yeah. Drew DeArmond with us there on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. He and all of our guests on the Southeastern Land Group hotline, whether you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group is the place to start. You can find them online at selandgroup.com. When we come back, we're going to have to choose our game of the week. Luke, I've got 2 for you to choose from.
Okay.
And it's an either-or situation. Maybe you do a co-game of the week. I don't know. We'll talk about it next. Right now, it's time for Scores on the Fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Let's get into 1A.
In 1A, number 1, Wadley had the week off. Number 2, Maplesville, 56, Keith, nothing. Number 3, Leroy, 56, Fruitdale, nothing. Number 4, McKenzie, 76, Brantley, 45. Holy cow. Did anybody have time to even get a snack in that game? Number 5, Winterboro had the week off. Number 6, Hubbartville, 50, and Lynn, 6. Number 7, Addison, 47, Vina, nothing. Number 8, Appalachian takes care of Woodville, 62-7. It was number 9, Hackleburg over Shoals Christian, 50-20. And then Southern Choctaw, and the only normal score in this whole thing, defeating Milry, 26-14.
All right, some other scores now from around 1A, where Sweetwater defeats Marengo 34-6. McIntosh over JF Shields 62-0. Florala over Red Level 55-8. Georgiana over Elba 33-27. It was Kinston over Pleasant Home 22-14. University Charter over Francis Marion 48-6. Holy Spirit over Choctaw County 27-18. Autauga Academy over Elwood Christian 52-0. Notasulga defeats Billingsley 28-23. South Lamar over Brilliant 48-12. It was Berry over Pickens County 30-18. Victory Christian defeats Donahoe 28-7. Meek over Cherokee 54-6. Waterloo over Phillips 28-7. Raglan over Galesville 41-20. And Spring Garden defeats Eider 28-14. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Our Game of the Week segment coming up next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
World-class training, state-of-the-art equipment, a modernized force for an ever-changing world. Outpacing our rivals, supporting our allies, no matter if it's today or tomorrow, we will guard it all.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast Catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
It's time for This Week in the AHSAA, a weekly look at news and notes around the Alabama High School Athletic Association. 2 Alabama high schools had milestone wins last week Cherokee County, who fielded its first team in 1920, achieved their 600th program win with a 24-10 win over Hoax Bluff. And Pike County High School beat Strawn 34-28 to win their 500th all-time game. In addition, Westbrook Christian head coach Steve Smith won the 300th game of his legendary career in a 35-28 out-of-state win over Tryon, Georgia. The AHSAA All-Star team for the 39th Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Classic has been completed. The AHSAA All-Stars, coached by Benjamin Russell High School head coach Kirk Johnson, will feature a total of 22 players headed to Power 5 schools, while 7 of the All-Stars are still uncommitted. The quarterbacks selected are Spain Park's Brock Bradley, a Clemson commitment, and Jackson's Landon Duckworth, who's committed to South Carolina. The All-Star Football Classic contest is scheduled to be played Saturday, December 13th at Carlisle H.H. Roberts Stadium in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. To view the complete roster of coaches and players, you'll find it at AHSAA.com. And that's This Week in the AHSAA, a weekly look at news and notes around the Alabama High School Athletic Association on the AHSAA Radio Network. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, and we've arrived at our Game of the Week segment. It's brought to you by Russell Do-It Centers with 9 locations around central Alabama. They are the place to go for your do-it-yourself needs. The experts there can help you out, and of course, they've got everything you need to get any job done. That's Russell Do-It Centers. The AHSAA Radio Network, built by Russell Do-It Centers. All right, Luke, Game of the Week. Let's make a pick.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2.
Okay.
And I really think I'm pretty good just leaving it at these 2, right? 7A, number 2 Thompson goes to number 8 Hoover, and they lose 33-30. But not only do they lose, James Bryant, the Hoover kicker, hits a buzzer-beating 55-yard field goal. I saw a video of it on Twitter.
Yeah,
a while
it's
ago,
crazy.
by the way. Unbelievable. 55-yard field goal to lift Hoover over Thompson 33-30. Or 5A, as expected, a classic. Number 1 Viger, number 2 Williamson. Williamson gets the 22-14 win in overtime in a game with 2 of the best defenses, 2 of the most talented teams in the state. Where are you going and why on this one?
All right, I'll tell you something. I was watching something on YouTube the other day about The Office. I really enjoyed the show The Office, and B.J. Novak, he was on the show, and somebody asked him, well, who's your favorite character on the show? And he said, so many times people say that, and you've got to find some random character that maybe isn't as... He said, my favorite character was Michael Scott. He said, just like on The Simpsons, my favorite character is Homer Simpson, and on The Sopranos is Tony Soprano. He said, everybody always wants to find somebody else to be a little off the wall, but there's a reason they're the lead character. And, I think we're trying too hard to find a game that was better than Thompson and Hoover. Williamson-Viger was awesome. It went to overtime. It's fantastic. What a game. But Hoover-Thompson ends on a 55-yard field goal. I mean, it was incredible. I watched some of it on the NFHS network. It was a lot of fun, and that's a game that just always seems to deliver. It has the history. Viger-Williamson does too, but give me Thompson-Hoover. I feel like we're trying too hard to not name them, and give me Thompson-Hoover.
To me, it's easy to narrow it down to those 2 because both were incredible games.
Yeah.
Both with a lot on the line.
Clearly.
Both very talented teams on both sides. But again, when a high school kicker hits a 55-yard buzzer beater to win 33-30 in a top 10 matchup in the biggest classification in the state.
I wonder how many 55-yarders have been hit in college football at all this year.
Yeah, it seems like kicking has suffered at the college level, right? Maybe James Bryant can fix that for somebody. When I don't even know what year he is. But
I have he will be more of a household name in recruiting circles this next coming week.
No doubt. All right, so that's our Russell Do-It Center Game of the Week. Hoover 33, Thompson 30 on a 55-yard walk-off field goal by James Bryant. And that's brought to you by Russell Do-It Centers. Let's get back to scores on the 4s, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Luke, why don't you take us back through the 7A top 10 again?
7A top 10, Central Phoenix City. They take care of Opelika, who's number 10, 42-6. It was number 2 Thompson losing to number 8 Hoover, as we just mentioned, 33-30.
That Central seems like they're kind of rounding into form.
They really are, and their only loss is to IMG Academy, which I wouldn't even. I mean,
I don't count it.
I don't understand why they put that in the. Because they can't do any. I mean,
people always go like, because I'll talk to people on the street and they'll go, yeah, but why can't they hang with IMG? I'm like, because nobody else can either.
Yeah, I mean, IMG can't even go to their own playoffs. And again, I'm fine. If you want to go to IMG and be developed, I'm down with it. I'm just saying I don't feel like it should count as an actual real game. Okay, then number 3, Mary Montgomery. They lose at Baker tonight, or excuse me, at home to Baker tonight, 43-28. Number 4, Vestavia Hills, 56, Tuscaloosa County 10. Watch out for Vestavia. Number 5, Auburn, 41. Number 9, Carver Montgomery, 7. Number 6, Daphne, they lose at Fairhope, 38-21. Number 7, Hewitt Trussville, 36. Oak Mountain, 21. And that was it. That's the top 10.
There you go. In the 6A top 10, number 1, Clay Chalkville, 40-16 over Oxford. Number 2, Saraland takes care of Murphy, 55-0 on Thursday night. Number 3, Muscle Shoals had the week off. That is good news for anybody Muscle Shoals would have played.
Exactly.
If they had played. Number 4, Hartselle, 17-14 on the road at Jasper. Number 5, Parker goes down to number 10, Homewood, 35-28. Number 6, Benjamin Russell over Pelham, 32-7. It was number 7, Russell County, upended by number 8, Pike Road, 49-6. Number 9, Spain Park, 42-13 over Calera. And that is your 6A top 10. Scores on the 4s is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Coming up, our very special 2-part spotlight segment with the retiring Ron Ingram, Communications Director of the AHSAA. That's next.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practice in criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And AHSAA Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the AHSAA Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from AHSAA Honda in Sylacauga.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Illoway Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illoway Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Illoway Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
And joining us for our very special spotlight interview this weekend is the Communications Director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association, the legendary Ron Ingram, who will be retiring at the end of the year after Ron, I'm just going to call it like it is. It's a legendary career, man, with all the journalism and, of course, leading the communications efforts with the AHSAA since 2007. Congratulations on the retirement, and what are we going to do without you, man?
Oh, you'll get by. There's somebody will come in doing what I do and do it a lot, do it differently and do it a lot better. I'm telling you, I followed Ronald Weathers in Birmingham, and people said, "Oh, what are we going to do without Ronald?" And Ronald told me, he says, "Listen." When I went and asked him, I said, "Ronald, what am I going to do with you standing there like a legend, like a statue over me?" He says, "You just do it the way you can do it, and they'll be happy."
So I guess it's been 18 years now that you've been in this position, and through that time, what are some of the markers that you look at and go, well, you know what, we did a good job here, we did this good, and we've really improved that. What are some of the things that you look at over those 18 years?
Well, you know, look at first, I think one of the things that was Mr. Savarese's goal when I came here, he's the one that hired me, is he wanted every one of our sports to have an opportunity to championship sports to be played in a special venue, and also we had a lot of sports that were having to pay entry fees to the state tournaments and so forth. He worked really hard to do away with almost all the entry fees. We still have it in some of the non-revenue sports like golf, where we have to pay for the courses, and also maybe tennis, where we have to pay for the rental of the facilities. But for the most part, every one of our championships now are in some place special. Baseball now is at JSU and Chocolaca Park. Softball is in a beautiful park at Chocolaca Park. Our football has been at Auburn, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and going to be soon in Mobile at Whitney Bowes Stadium. And it's just really special to know that we're basketball teams are playing in big arenas at BJCC, our state championships. It's just great to see the experiences these kids have. But also, I think that another thing that I'm most proud of what we've been able to do since I've been here is that we have moved forward with so many sports, particularly the spring sports. We've added girls wrestling. We've added flag football, and we had a national champion in flag football last year. In the very first year, it was a championship sport. And that team, Central Phoenix City, won their 50th straight game last night. So it's just those are some of what I think. But plus a lot of training, a lot of resources that provided to help make the games safer and more healthy.
Well, it's been great to watch the growth of all those sports that you just mentioned, and of course the media surrounding Alabama high school football has just grown and grown and grown, and that media outreach, I think, is what most people like myself in the broadcasting world for the last 30 years or so forth, that really is kind of the thing that we see is so valuable, is communicating with those radio stations, television stations, newspapers, and now online outlets that cover and provide that publicity for the athletes.
Well, you know, the thing that I had to do when I came here is I understood what working in the Birmingham News. I had created running the state rankings and also doing the all-state teams at that time. I had developed a good rapport across the state with our print media. Even though I had a good relationship with television and radio and so forth, and I'd done radio myself with some talk shows and scoreboard shows, and I had done some TV stuff and had a minor in college in radio and television. The needs of each are the same but different. When I got here, the whole media world was making some rapid changes. The internet opened up another whole world of ability to reach our fans and to reach the media's followers, and that's been really exciting.
We'll continue with part 2 of our Spotlight interview with Ron Ingram right after we take a break and check out more scores. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Take us back through 5A again, Luke.
In 5A, number 1, Viger, 14. Number 2, Williamson, 22 in a classic in overtime. Number 3, Moody, 55. Springville, 7. Number 4, Fairview remains undefeated, defeating Sardis 41-39. Number 5, Central Clay, 46. Beauregard, 21. Northside had the week off. Number 7, St. Clair County, 42. Lincoln, 35. And number 8, Corner, also 42. But John Carroll Catholic, 7. Number 9, Huntsville, 34. Boaz, 17. And number 10, Andalusia, 41. Carroll, nothing.
In 4A, number 1, St. Michael, 50-13 on Thursday night over Pensacola. And number 2, Jackson, 30-7 over W.S. Neal. Number 3, West Morgan, 57-19 over Central Florence. Number 4, Anniston defeats Aniana, 43-6. It was number 5, Madison Academy, 48. St. John Paul II, 29. Number 6, Cherokee County falls to Alexandria, 36-28. Number 7, Plainview over New Hope, 48-7. Number 8, Hamilton defeats Haleyville, 56-14. Number 9, Deschler, 47-14 over West Limestone. And number 10, Good Hope defeats Fayette County by a final of 24-22. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, part 2 of our conversation with retiring AHSAA Communications Director Ron Ingram. We'll talk a little more about the changing landscape of the internet and high school sports coverage and some of his career as he prepares to depart after 18 years leading the communications for the AHSAA. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU-SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center at Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
When driving, click the seatbelt, not the like button. Mom is right. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. Wear a seatbelt, not a filter. What? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
Back now for part 2 of our Spotlight interview with Ron Ingram, retiring as Communications Director of the AHSAA after 18 years in that position. And Ron, when we're talking about the growth of the internet and how that the changing landscape of media covering high school sports and how that gets done, and there's so many avenues that are new and growing that are still developing too.
The NFHS network we have now, we have over 100, 150 games live streamed every Friday night. And that's truly amazing. When used to, if you had anything on TV, a live TV game somewhere, that was really special. And it's still special, don't get me wrong, but we have kids doing the announcing now at a lot of places.
Right.
What y'all do at the radio network, look at the Scoreboard show on Friday nights now. It goes. There's anybody in Alabama who wants to hear it can get it now. They can hear it on their cars leaving the stadiums. That's pretty amazing.
It is, and it's been something that we've been proud of working with you, expanding this network, 15, 16 radio stations. There's really not a corner of the state that you can't listen to us on the way home, and that's part of, whether it's radio, internet, television, all coming together and kind of growing, and that's been through your leadership. So, Ron, let me just say this as we get ready to close out the interview. Thank you for your 18 years of service for the AHSAA, and thank you, of course, for your legendary career that many of us of a certain age remember you as a sports writer. So.
Well, I would want to tell you this, too. The best part of my job has been watching the kids.
Sure.
Watching the coaches who change people's lives, kids' lives, make them men and make them great women, and watching these kids grow up. Every now and then I'll run into somebody in a mall somewhere and they'll say, "Hey, Mr. Ingram, do you remember that story you did on me?" And I look at him, he may be 45. I say, "Well, tell me, what was your number?"
Right.
He says, "Well, I was number 12. I said, "Now, what was your school?" And then I could put it together. I said, "Yeah, I remember that." And sometimes I did. But it's amazing, the kids, what we see every week, something special. Every single week, something great. At our soccer last spring, we had a game a championship was fixing to end with a shootout, and the two goalkeepers just by themselves walked over to the side, knelt down, and prayed with each other. Now that's what our kids are teaching us, and as we thought we were teaching them, it was going both ways, and I've been very fortunate
to have
people like y'all, you to work with, the radio network that has the passion that I like to believe I've got a passion, but I also know y'all have got that same passion. Thank goodness we have people like y'all, and they're everywhere. There's a lot of. I ran into two folks from Ranburn last night that do the Ranburn Pride radio network, and those gentlemen, they have a passion, and the passion is because of the kids.
That's right. It certainly is. Ron Ingram with us, Communications Director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association, retiring at the end of this year. Ron, thank you so much for your service and for your time tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you, too, JJ, and look forward to listening to the Scoreboard tonight.
And that's our Spotlight interview for tonight, brought to you by Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success. Thanks again to Ron Ingram for joining us. He'll be departing the AHSAA end of the year. For those of us in radio, we've known Ron Ingram for this whole time, because if you're going to cover a playoff game, you got to send off that request, get the media passes, and get the letter that lets you on to campus, and all of that. And if you want to go cover Super 7, or you want to, it goes through Ron.
Everything went through Ron. So, it's a sad day, because I'm telling you, he's one of the greats.
No doubt.
He's somebody that he talked about having a passion. He definitely had a passion for this. They always say, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Then he never, ever worked, because he loved doing this as much as anybody could love doing anything. And
Ron, a lot of people don't know some of his contributions, the initial, the ASWA rankings that we still use, those kind of came from him when he was a sports writer.
Yep.
And then
the Mr. Football Award, and then the Mr. Basketball, Miss Basketball, all of these things that he kind of created over the years to help promote high school sports in Alabama. Did a wonderful job, and we're going to miss him, but it's not over yet. You still got a few months to get some things done, Ron. So let's get into scores on the fours. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. And Luke, why don't you take us back through 3A?
In 3A, number 1, Mars Hill, they just continue to roll along. They defeat Colbert Heights 55-0. Piedmont 64 and Weaver 21. It was number 3, Fife 54, Holly Pond 14. Number 4, Southside Selma 66, Wilcox Central nothing. Number 5, Geraldine over Whitesburg Christian 49-24. Number 6, Bayside 35 and Excel 7. Number 7, Montgomery Academy defeats Prattville Christian 49-6. Number 8, Gordo 43, Phil Campbell 22. Number 9, TR Miller had the week off, and number 10, Cottage Hill 20-0 over Monroe County.
In the 2A top 10, number 1, Luverne continues to roll. They move to 8-0 with a 56-0 win at Barber County. Number 2, Coosa Christian moves to 7-2 with a 55-0 win over West End on Thursday night. Number 3, Tuscaloosa Academy 48, Sullivan 26. Number 4, Reeltown had the week off. Number 5, Pisgah 48, Gaston 6. Number 6, Pleasant Valley, big ranked win here over number 7, North Sand Mountain. Final there 42-27. It was number 8, Lynette 61-6 over Horseshoe Bend. Number 9, Ayrton 49-14 over Sampson. And finally, number 10, Vincent defeated Isabella 33-28. That is your 2A top 10s one more time. When we come back, one final segment tonight. There are a couple of rather large college football games involving teams from this state tomorrow. We'll talk about it next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is excited to participate in our annual Catch Me in Pink campaign, raising money for cutting-edge breast cancer research. We partnered locally with the Joy to Life Foundation and Vera Bradley to help raise significant funds in support of the cause. Each week, we are giving away prizes locally in addition to our national grand prize, a tropical trip for 2. To enter, simply snap an USSI of you and a pink-clad Dixie employee and enter it on our website. Dixie will donate money for every photo that's submitted, and you will be entered to win big.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Let's come on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For high school sports in the state of Alabama, nobody has it covered like the AHSAA Radio Network.
Ball at the 25-yard line. What a catch.
Live play-by-play coverage, the latest news, and expert analysis from our team of broadcasters.
State championship games here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We've navigated
Once he got into the secondary, there's nobody back there. They're all bunched up right inside the tackle box.
Need a first down here just to get the defense rest. They don't necessarily have to have points.
The football and basketball state championships, all-star games, the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, and more available in one place. The AHSAA Radio Network.
Running the defense inside the 15-10-5, and the Mustangs are on the board.
That is a touchdown.
For the touchdown, and that is so
For live and archived streaming audio and video, information on where to hear the AHSAA Radio Network or how to acquire coverage in your market, visit AHSAARadionetwork.com. Nobody covers Alabama high school sports like we do.
The 6A state championship.
This is the AHSAA Radio Network. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. We got one final segment for you, 2 or 3 minutes to talk about some games tomorrow, Luke. So I want to start 45 minutes from here, okay? Jordan-Hare Stadium tomorrow night, Auburn hosting Mizzou. What's your thoughts?
Look, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think you'll know very early. Did Georgia crush Auburn's soul yesterday? Last Saturday, yeah. Or can Auburn dig deep and find another way to get off the mat? They start 0-3 in the SEC again. This Missouri squad, very, very good. Ahmad Hardy was shut down by Alabama for the most part, but I think Missouri gave up on him a little early last week too. So that's going to be a fun game. I mean, it's a shame that one's at 6:45 while you've got bigger games like Alabama, Tennessee, and Notre Dame, USC on at the same time.
Yeah.
But because I think that is one of the more intriguing games of the day.
It's going to be intriguing. And, you know, it's funny. Beginning of the season, I actually thought Auburn would be 3-3 right now, with some combination of losses to the teams they've lost to, with the possible exception of beating either A&M or Oklahoma and maybe losing to Baylor in the opener. And then I thought, then they'll run off 5 out of 6 down the stretch. Don't know which 5, but 5 out of 6 because the schedule lightens up. But then you watch this year, and I'm just at the point now where you're going to have to prove it to me now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pick you to win a game again until you prove to me you can.
That's right.
And you know, and so I don't know. It's a tough spot for Auburn tomorrow if they're not playing well, because Missouri's talented and they can play.
And look, Bo Pribula is a really good player. He didn't have his best game against Alabama, but that first drive, he was pretty amazing. And Missouri's got this Northfleet, this 6'7" tight end that just goes up and catches everything. They've got a good squad. I think that last week the moment was a little big for them. I went to that game. The level of excitement wasn't where it needed to be. It was almost nervous anticipation, and I think they needed to embrace, where they were a little more. But they fought back, and Alabama had a 10-point lead. They fought back, and they gave up the interception late. But Missouri's a good squad.
Bama, Tennessee.
Well, another interesting game. I mean, Tennessee hadn't won in Tuscaloosa since 2003.
Yep.
And, I think Alabama's going to win again this weekend. Tennessee's weakness is probably their defensive secondary, and Alabama has been throwing the ball all over the field just about everywhere they've been since Florida State. So I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game. The over-under is like 58. I could see this easily going over.
Alabama seems a little banged up. Ryan Williams has been banged up. Jam Miller coming off concussion protocol. And
Derek Meadows is out. Quay Russaw certainly out. You know, Jeremiah Beeman obviously out. But Ryan Williams, I think last week he was more of a decoy. He didn't even get targeted.
Well, until the freshman got hurt. They hadn't planned on playing him.
Yeah.
You know, so. Or at least that's what we heard after the game. I don't know. I think Alabama will win, but I feel a little bit like this one about how I did about the Georgia game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to commit to the run, but then Ty Simpson's going to have to play a little bit of hero ball in this one and make some.
Well, it's a good opportunity for both these quarterbacks, Aguilar and Simpson, to make a move on the Heisman because that thing is up for grabs, especially after tonight with Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions. And Reuben Bain, who a lot of people think is the best player in the country on Miami's defensive line, he didn't have a good game. He didn't do much.
All right, let's get into our final scores on the fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Luke, take us back through the 1A top 10 one more time.
Number 1, Wadley had the week off. Number 2, Maplesville, 56-0 over Keith. And number 3, Leroy, 56-0 over Fruitdale. Number 4, McKenzie, 76, Brantley, 45. Number 5, Winterboro had the week off. Number 6, Hubbardsville, 50, and Lynn, 6. Number 7, Addison, 47, Vina, nothing. Number 8, Appalachian takes care of Woodville 62-7. Number 9, Hackleburg 50, Shoals Christian 20, and Southern Choctaw at number 10 defeats Millry 26-14.
All right, that is our show for tonight. Thanks again to all of our guests who joined us. Thanks to Ron Ingram for joining us for that great spotlight interview. And thanks to our sponsors again, the Alabama Community College System, the Alabama National Guard, Russell Dewitt Centers, Southern Union State Community College, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southeastern Land Group, and Central Alabama Community College. We'll do it all over again next Friday night. You can be assured of that at 10 o'clock here on the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show.
Take an E. Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola going to give real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero.
Take a lap! Coke Zero. Real Coke taste.
0 calories.
I wish that people got less excited about celebrities and more excited about people like teachers and firemen. You know, folks who make a difference every day. Well, I bet you had a favorite teacher or a family member who was helped by a first responder. Life Insurance offers these everyday heroes a little something extra, like discounts to help those who help others.
If you're a teacher, preacher, first responder, active military, a state or federal employee, see what Alpha can do for you.
Hey! One, two, three. Be live!
Encore Sports Medicine.
Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing?
just marking off this area here with cones so we can repair the storm damage.
Why?
So no one gets near the down power lines.
Why?
Because down power lines can be dangerous if you touch them. But it's okay, it's okay. That's what we're here for.
Why?
To keep you safe, so you can, walk Fido there.
Her name is Princess Buttercup.
Buttercup, okay.
Work. A strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north, and in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges. Alabama's largest training network.
Thanks for joining us on the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. From the mountains to the Gulf Coast, nobody covers high school football like we do. Presented by the Alabama Community College System, Central Alabama Community College, Southeastern Land Group, Russell Dewitt Centers, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southern Union State Community College, and the Alabama National Guard. It's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show from the AHSAA Radio Network.